Today we're going to unbox the tandem add-on for the Zoe stroller. So this is actually the Zoe XL-1 or something back in the day. They've recently to us, rebranded this as the Tour. It's much easier to say ZL or something, ZL1. So Zoe's a great stroller, and we wanted to see if the tandem could work for us with a 5-month-old and a 4-year-old. Side note, this Tour now, or the Classic, has been with us overseas to Barcelona and Paris, through the airports, through the cities, cobblestone streets. It's been great. So great that we, again, wanted to spend a little bit more money to see if the tandem would work. You can see here in the background, there's the Duna. And so with the Duna and the Classic here, we didn't know if that would be a good scenario, because if you are traveling overseas, you're most likely going to have 2 large luggages to check in. How do you get from the airport to the train station to the Airbnb or hotel with husband and wife having 2 kids? How do you have enough hands? You only have 4 hands or 2 sets of hands. So we thought having 1 kid here and 1 kid there, plus 2 check-ins and backpacks, is going to be impossible. So the solution is potentially having a tandem, or front pack the baby and then use this. So either way, today we're going to unbox this thing, and that's a little bit of the mindset of why this purchase was made. So online, we actually bought this through our registry 4 or 5 years ago. I want to say it was like mid-hundreds, give or take. And this tandem, I don't think it was out yet back then. And this one was, or is, about $80 US, the Classic one. If you want to get the Luxe, that looks actually nicer, with like a nice gray color, kind of like this backpack that I showed on the Duna video. I'll put the link up here. Kind of this kind of gray. You pay another $40 or so, quite a bit of money for what is essentially a aesthetic thing that, to me, this is a consumable, right? You want to have nice things, that's fine. You're gonna have like leather here or leatherette and then nice gray color, that's fine. But ultimately this thing is going to be thrown around, gate checked. Even though technically this can be brought onto the airplane, we just gate check it and just carry the kids to and from the seat. I don't want to spend any more money than I have to. Good aesthetic, good enough aesthetic, and functionality and durability is paramount to that 20-30% premium that people might pay. Okay, pick and choose. Not trying to be hypocritical with a Duna that costs $550 over there. So let's get to it. So once you take it out of the bag, you'll see that the wheels are not attached. They're kind of hidden in here. There's the attachment here that releases the folding mechanism. Fun fact, over 4 years, this one has not broken, but on my Even Flow stroller, it has already broken off. Snaps right in. There's actually a little spring suspension, which is nice. That's how the wheel looks. Solid rubber. There's no compression in them, but it moves pretty smoothly. Okay. In order to actually take them out, there's actually a button here that you push. There's a button you push and a button on the back you push, right here. Okay. Now to attach it to Now to attach this to the existing stroller, I'm gonna have to take off this bar. Put these two hooks on the footrest over here. And then this bar over here falls down, locking it into place. One thing that's important to note is that there is actually a bar here for the back baby to hold on to. One of the things I was curious about is how much room there would be for the front baby versus the back baby. So this mechanism was, when they were shipped, already released all the way. So this is what it would look like with both babies in an upright position and awake, right? Then what would happen if the front baby or toddler is sleepy? How much space would be encroached on the next baby? So I would say this is plenty of space. Again, this baby would be measured in months in terms of age, whereas our first kid is 4 years old, right? Plenty of space in the front. And of course, you would still put the bar from the original stroller up here. This one still has the adjustable thigh rest. I wish they actually had a better mechanism, to be honest. This one, when you lift it up, it just locks in place, but you have to push both sides. I wish there was a central something that you can grab in the middle. Of course, that adds more engineering costs, R&D, and a pass to the customer. So is that super important? No, it's just a small nitpick, nice to have. Okay. The basket is the same strength. We've put a good amount of stuff here. It looks like this one's a little bit smaller than the one from the original Zoe. And overall, this looks very maneuverable. Very confident that we can move this through the streets. So one of the things I want to talk about from a engineering and design perspective is that you can see how everything's designed here in a triangular shape, very standard, typical in terms of a stroller design, but they actually have a support bar here and a support bar here. So with the suspension in the wheels here and how the front end has a little bit of play. So I've been able to run with this stroller because it was raining in New York just to get to some cover back to our hotel, and this held up perfectly fine. So if this bar wasn't here, or the flexibility and rigidity and durability of this particular stroller wasn't there, then I believe this would have maybe snapped or just not been as stable. So now that this is adding another triangle of support, basically, give or take, with this, pretty confident that this won't really ever get loose. So the bottom part here actually has a little bit of a mechanism to hold it in place. So even if this is somehow this is not fully, the bar up here is not fully clicked in, then this actually has to be lifted up like this in order to disengage. So a little bit closer look in terms of how the mechanism looks. So this is pointing downwards, so you have to actually lift it up vertically in order to disengage, and there's a mechanism here that basically releases it. So when you put it and connect it to the footrest, it actually clicks in place. That's on there pretty solid. Okay. And then of course the arm bar itself is just that extra piece of security. Been with us for about 4 years. It's been overseas to us to Barcelona, again, Barcelona and Paris through the cobblestone streets, airports, and of course local use as well. Canada, Mexico, all that stuff. It's been with us, and it's been incredibly durable. We gate check this, and then it's in a big plastic bag that I then secure with more straps, and it survives perfectly fine. Yes, this again is able to be put overhead if you detach all the wheels, but honestly, I don't think that's worth the effort, because how much time are you going to save? You can just wait at the gate for another 10 minutes or so, right? In my opinion. The durability is worth it. It's a little bit more heavy, but everything is good construction in terms of thickness of the materials itself, whether it be a little bit of metal here or plastic on the sides. But one of the cool things is if you're going to consider this, which is maybe all in, maybe $200-300 give or take, versus like a G-Bit or Yo-Yo, which design-wise, engineering-wise, I love it. It's super compact. However, durability, very suspect to me. This should be the one thing top thing that I like the most about this setup is that the shades are, one, really big, and it has an extension so it can really fully cover the baby with a magnetic peekaboo here. So you can see the kid through here, and it's magnetic. And so effectively, when you and your wife are on a food tour, street food tour, you don't have to worry about, is there sun in your kids' eyes or on them? Of course, you can put some sunscreen on their legs, what have you, but our kid has passed out in this countless times, and we've been able to go on with our travel. And with this full sunshade, you're not really going to get it on those ultra compacts because they just don't have the space to afford that. So this is one of the coolest strollers I've ever had, and it's affordable. So thanks for watching for the unboxing, and those are my thoughts. See you in the next one.